Ah, Miss Edna. Warming up for tonight's choir practice, are you? Edna. Edna!
Oh, do you like it? I just had a colour today. I think it really brings out my eyes.
Her hearing aids are about as in tune as that organ, and it hasn't been touched since 1968.
I tried the most. I really should quit, you know. I wonder how the Lord feels about begging, though. Well, here you go. Folks, pardon me. Oh, catch you later, boys.
Listen to this, Fitz. Tell me if it hits a home run, or if I need to beef it up a bit. And so, my fellow parishioners, in closing, I'd just like to send you on your way with one final thought. The good Lord has a job for each one of us to do. Never mind how small or insignificant you may feel it to be. We don't all get to be Pope. And so, someday, never mind how small and insignificant you may feel the job to be. Again, some days a simple kindness is all that the Almighty asks of us. Some days He asks a great deal, and on others a great deal more. And then there'll come that one day when He asks for everything you've got. And you better be ready to listen and step up to the plate. And I'm not talking about the buffet. He doesn't want your petty excuses or your little mouse. He wants to know what you're going to do about your life and how you're going to clean up your own mess. So you better have an answer, because He'll give as well as He gets. And some days it's a swift kick in the arse. It can be a hell of a bumpy ride, or a heavenly crossing. Only you can decide how your soul will travel. First class or standby. Confession lightens the soul of unnecessary baggage. Either way, if you pack light, they'll travel quicker. I'm not sure if I should leave that in or not. It may not be what you're wanting, depending on your final travel destination, as it were, Fitz? Oh, well, continuing then. As my dear old mum, God rest her soul, used to say, everyone's got a job to do. The man should build the house with strength and honour. The woman should clean the house with honesty and respect. And the child should fill the house with laughter and love. And the Almighty shall bless the house if He finds it worthy. Everything else is garbage and should be tossed out. Garbage is garbage, and that's for the pickup man to deal with now, isn't it? Then I thought, I'd pause here just like this for a minute, with the arm hanging up the side a bit, casual like, for the effect. What do you think, Fitz? Really hits home, eh? Too casual?
Now you just look like you're drunk.
I thought the kick in the arse part really gave us some meat.
Your mum really talked like that.
Well, how the hell should I know?
Wee bit of a potty mouth, eh?
Potty mouth? She swore like a drunken sailor. Oh, about the kick arse part thing. No, she never said that as far as I know. She always was a bit of a nag, and I never was much of a listener. Blocked out most of her ramblings, though. Was a nice ending, though, don't you think? Gives it that warm, fuzzy, what do you kind of touch? You that family fuzzy dynamic psychology crap they shoved down your throat as sensitivity training.
You took a class on that?
You can tell, right? What? You're right. I never thought about the fact that I might be becoming too sensitive. Don't want to be seen as a wussy now. Oh, buck up a bit. Right. The kick arse thing stays in. Rather clever plug confession too, don't you think? Monsignor Farley's been on my back again. Numbers are down this month. Not too happy about that.
Yes, rather smaller turnout of late. Mentioning your mum was a mite touching, but a bit of a pinch on the women's libs thing, though, with the woman cleaning the house reference. The Women's Auxiliary Guild will take exception to that, don't you think?
Pish! Only the younger ones. They don't exactly fill the coffers now, do they? Not enough charity or fundraising work out of them. They're too busy worrying about spreading hips and spreading rumours to focus on the real business of the church.
The real business?
No, paying the mortgage, keeping the lights on, fixing the roof, that sort of thing.
So, spreading the rumours takes precedence over spreading the word these days, huh?
I suppose so. I don't waste my time listening to them. Chatting all the time like a flock of magpies.
Well, sometimes there's a bit of truth to be found buried amongst the lies. Shouldn't you at the very least be listening?
What? The rumours?
Yes! That way, you might be able to discern the difference and be a bit more helpful. Teach them to occupy their time with something else more charitable.
Good look. They can't help themselves, Fitz. It's a sport to them. Born to it they are. Speaking of which, have you seen Mrs. Reagan's talked about this morning? Miss the usual kippers and toast at breakfast. Rather long when they call up Monsignor Farley today. Saying it was a pub European tour. It's put him remarkably close to us. Farley thinks that they'll make an exception to the schedule to pass by our way. The Monsignor fancies himself important enough to warrant an audience with the Pope. Doubting old fool.
The Pope?
Oh, heavens no. Farley spent half the morning spouting about the virtues of being the largest congregation in the county. Largest flock, blah, blah, building fund, blah, blah, blah. Always wants to compare bottom lines. That's enough to make me want to retch.
Well, if the Pope's to grace us with a visit, I'm going to get started polishing the brasses. Will you be cancelling confessions this afternoon, then?
Oh, is that a rumour? Not hardly. There's not much truth to be found in the rumours. The Pope would never stray this far off the path. With schedules to be met. Don't know how these things get started. Some idiot will have the whole church of Twitter with such nonsense. No, I'm certain he'll just rush on through, if he hasn't already. Could be the whole tour is a farce, Farley's been known to tip the chalice a bit.
A bit?
Gets his dick in, though. District tithings are down.
So, confessions are still on, then?
Right. Confession is a go at 4 o'clock. Should be a decent crowd. If they're not out scouring the countryside looking for the Pope mobile.
For what, a drive-by confession?
Good one, Fitz.
Saturdays are always the payoff for Friday's frivolities, huh?
Keep them sorry, but keep them coming back, I always say. Absolving them of their sins is one thing. Teach them not to commit them again. It's a bloody nightmare. But then again, no crime, no time to abuse, I always say. Can't have a proper church without a proper crowd now, can you? Oh, Father, forgive them. They know not what they do. And that keeps me in business. Nothing ever got built without a little guilt, I always say.
So you just pat their wrists and cross your fingers for results?
Beats crossing your eyes over an empty ledger at bill paying time. Oh, come on, Fitz, don't be so hard on me. If the good Lord can forgive them, surely you can as well. Yeah, let's remember that one for the Christmas party.
But they'll never learn if you don't teach them.
Fitz, don't be such a dolt. They're not supposed to learn. We're all naturally flawed creatures. Oh, thank God, literally. Or I'd be out of a job. And I'm much too old to learn new tricks.
Well, we're rather like two peas, Dan, eh? You and I both cleaning up messes.
Yes, flawed creatures leave behind an awful lot of crap, don't they, Fitz?
That does seem to be the currency of our trade.
What, crap? Never thought about it that way. Yes, big creatures leave big piles. You and I will never be out of a job, Fitz.
Yes, and creatures of habit leave the same big piles over and over and over again.
And that's what keeps them coming back. Hedging the bits. You're a charity on a campfire. It's not all s'mores and kumbaya. We're going to write that one down too. Be a hit at charity talent show. And besides, if not guilt trip away from the church every now and then, brings home a bag of financial goodies for us, I always say. That's how I do it, Fitz. Never mind this global awareness tribe. Just bring a little revelations to the doorsteps, and they'll spill their guts along with the horses. Every time. You can run from God, but you cannot hide from God either. Yeah. I'm going to use that one too. Next week's sermon, I'm going to write that down. You really have to have your finger on the pulse of your congregation to be able to push the right buttons, you know. There's a pistol of prophets in guilt and shame, if you work them right. Mark my words, Fitz. One good adulterous scandal can rebuff the vicarage. Or, put an egg out in the kitchen.
One adulterous affair.
If it's a real humdinger, it'll be new egg, not refurbished. Yes, a red one, preferably. Always been partial to red. Guess that's why I want to be a cardinal. Get it? Red, cardinal. Oh well, where's that housekeeper of mine? I'm famished. Had to pick the nasty leftovers in the vicarage fridge. I thank Mrs. Hogan for learning to make a decent liver mousse pate for all these years.
Not the liver mousse pate from the guild's meeting.
Suppose so. My mum made a good pate, as I recall. Great cook. Old school she was about such things. Old school about everything. Now perhaps I should have been a better listener. Old school Fitz. We'd be a sight better if we went back to those days, eh? She always said that we seem more confused by choices these days than comforted by them.
Well, I can't argue with her on that one.
I'm sure she's talking about better sex. Men like us. We don't have issues with multiple choices now, do we?
Oh, you mean like blonde, brunette, or redhead? Thanks for the leg up on the part about the pickup, man. Us janitors don't get the respect we deserve.
Pickup man. Oh, certainly fits. But don't just think of yourself as a janitor. Think of yourself as a sanitation engineer. Sounds better. Anyways, the least I can do. Nobody likes picking the best of other people. No glory in it. May as well get a bit of glory on your own title.
Well, I'm not one much for titles. But there can be a bit of glory in the job, though, if you do it well. I like a clean slate, Father. It makes me happy to set things proper. I mean, it's just like you said, there's no job too small or insignificant. We can't all be the Pope. The good Lord's give me a job, and I'll do it to the best of my ability.
You're a humble soul, Fitz. I love you. I can't do it. No, I'm not a prissy man. I just can't help doing other people's dirt. I hate it. I can barely do it on my own. That's why I have you, Mrs. Ravenscroft, to pick up after me.
Aye, that you do.
So, we're agreed then that the purpose of penance is to reduce the propensity of piles.
Aye. That's an awful lot of peas. And piles. No, you don't like cleaning it up, that's for sure. But you don't mind sweeping it under the rug either. I mean, it's why it keeps piling up about here. I bet you the Pope himself couldn't clean up all the messes left festering around this place.
What was that?
If I were Pope for a day...
Father Pat!
Not your Mrs. Ravenscroft!
Oh, here you are, Father. Been turning the vicarage upside down looking for you. Hello to you, Fitz. Lunch is served. Well, come on now! Oh, don't be heating it up again. Be tough as shoe leather for you. Not to mention me whole kitchen could go up in smoke. Oh, the old agger's on the last legs. Same as me. Belting it out. You can back to your holiday wish list, Father.
So, you'll be needing a new stove by year's end, eh, Mrs. Ravenscroft?
Oh, long before that, or it'll be end of summers and heat altogether for you both, I'm afraid.
There you have it, Fitz. Sounds like now, like I always say, what we need is one humdinger of another hour. Before the week's end, for Mrs. Ravenscroft's report.
Father Pat, I'm a happily married woman.
Not for you, Beulah, for God's sake! For me!
For you? But you're a man of the club. Have you lost your mind?
No! droppings?
Yes, and be quick about it before he makes another pile in there.
Right? He's about to make a pie in here.
Let's off to the house with you then. I was at the butcher shop this morning. Is it true, Fitz? Is the Holy Father really stopping by for tea this afternoon? I'll be needing to pull out the good silver then. Fitz, get rid of the moose. I will not step foot back in that kitchen till that foul thing is gone.
Oh. I'm seeing. Oh, there you have it, Fitz. Beulah and the butcher's wife. That's how goes I started. Phil cutlets, with no sin, all served up with potatoes and gravy. I hate this woman!
Oh. Come on, Father Pat. Can't for a spot of lunch, Fitz. I've plenty for two.
No thanks, Beulah. I've brought my own bag today.
Bad lunch? I may be needing. Mrs. Ravenscroft, I'm feeling a bit peckish today. Perhaps just some clear broth for lunch. I'm not quite feeling like myself. Perhaps I should go lie down for a wee bit before confession. Oh, I'm burping up some of Mrs. Hogan's liver gloss. And it didn't taste that good the first time now.
Mrs. Hogan's goose? She's been off on holiday to visit her sister in Derry since the guiltless potluck 3 weeks ago. Oh, don't tell me she forgot to bring her casserole dish home with her.
Did you say 3 weeks?
It just had the upholstery cleaned. Oh, Fitz, clean up this mess. I'll get this home in his I just had it cleaned in the wastebasket. Oh, look at that. That's an umbrella stand, for God's sake. Oh, Fitz, you better pray it doesn't rain today.
Rain?
Fitz! His Eminence is still driving the porcelain bus, as it were, so I'll be off to the market to pick up some salsa and soda crackers. Thanks for cleaning things up a mite. I get terrible sick breathing in that foul odor. Oh, thank God he missed Kippers this morning. What a stench that would have made. I'd be grateful if you clean up the confessional for me. Oh, before I forget, Father wants you to post a sign about confessions being cancelled this afternoon. There's no sin bad enough that can't be waiting a day or two to pardon. I made it funny! I'll be back to check on him. Well, if you need anything from town, I can bring it by when I get back.
Well, how about the Pope then? Janitor's too much glory for one man to handle. I'd be happy to trade places with him today.
You trade places with the Pope and have His Holiness cleaning up after Father Pat. You're a dodgy one, all right, Fitz. Don't forget, put out your sign. You'll have the caddy dragging up the church with this muck. If I see the Pope, I'll give him leave to take the afternoon off. Tell him you can handle things about here for him. Don't forget the sign.
You tell the Pope, from one John Paul to another, Fitz is on duty. I'll set things proper for him. I'll just be wanting to finish cleaning out the confessional before a stain sets in.
All right, then. I'll be off.
Ah! How did you get it all the way into the corner? Oh, and it's seeping through to the other side. Oh, what a fun, what a mess he's left me to clean up. I'm going to need a fire hose for this.
it might be then. I'll just round it up myself and bring it back after a bit. You won't be eating it right away. What with confessions cancelled, you know.
One. Mrs. Ravenscroft. Hello. This isn't funny. What the devil's wrong with this door? Eula! Woman, you confessed not moments ago that you couldn't deal with this kind of mess alone. Oh, it was too much for you. Wanted the Pope to handle it, did you now? Patronizing your way into me graces. You think you're disgusted by all this? It's enough to make me want to heave at the stench coming from the other side of this wall. You have no shame for what you've done. Well, come on with you now. What are you going to say for yourself, woman?
I'm sorry?
That's it? You think the Almighty will forgive you for leaving me with this tripe? Oh, you think I'll be inclined to forgive you after this? Remember, you came to me for help. I never complained about having to clean up most messes, but this goes above and beyond the call of duty. No one in their right mind would ever have the gall to leave somebody else in this kind of mess to shovel off without so much as a thank you or an offering of gratitude.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
It's enough to make me want to hurl. Oh, there'll be some fancy footwork for you to be performing for your penance after this little stunt of yours. Well, speak up, woman. And I hope you brought the 3-in-1 with you. No 3-in-1? It will all be stuck in this hell for longer than either of us care to be. So, out with you. What have you to say about that?
Bless me, Father, for I have sinned.
You mustn't. I'm not Father Pat.
No, you confessing to me. I wouldn't know the vicar's name. It's been a long time since I've stepped through these doors.
Father Pat's not available.
Who's Father Pat? Where's the vicar?
He's, driving a bus. Yes, terrible mishap. accident with a 3-week-old moose.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yes, it's upset him so he had to leave the church.
Left the collar behind, eh? Well, who is it that's sitting in his chair now, then, eh?
Oh, it's me, John Paul.
Oh, Your Holiness! Oh, I thought it was just a rumor.
It was down at the butcher shop. They've a special on veal cutlets, you know. Overheard Beulah talking about you and thought it was a sign. I said to myself, if it be the Almighty's wish that I finally come back into the fold, may it be the Pope himself to hear me confession.
Well, I can't hear your confessions. I don't know what to say. I'm not allowed to listen to another...
Bird, I don't blame you. Everything you said a moment ago is true. It was patronizing of me to make a fleece with the Lord. Now you just sit tight and let me get through this. It's taken me nearly 40 years to get up my courage.
Well, 40 years or not, I can't hear your confession because I can't forgive your sins.
I know. Only the Almighty can truly forgive me. I'll not be blaming you. I can't forgive myself either. But there'll be no forgiving me until I come clean and learn to clean up my own messes. That's what you said, and you were right. 'Tis a nasty bucket of tripe I've been hauling around with me for far too many years. Oh, I need to get this off my chest, or there'll be no saving me soul, and I'll be doomed to the eternal fires forever. Oh, please indulge me, Your Holiness. If I don't confess to you, I may never have the nerve to try again and be damned forever. Hello? Your Holiness.
Damned forever, you see. That's an awful lot of Samoran, I'm thinking.
Begging your pardon. Did you say an awful lot of whoring?
Did I?
Oh, wow! You really are good. I never even told you.
Let's just forget about you thinking the time the Pope. Just call me John Paul, and we'll just talk as if we're a couple of lost souls trying to find our way through life together.
I see now there's a reason God chose you for this line of work, Your Holy... Sorry. My new best friend, John Paul. You've a kind heart and a clear sense of justice, I'm thinking.
Well, you haven't heard me penance for you yet.
You haven't heard me confession yet either. 'Tis you that may do the greater suffering after all.
A sinner with a sense of humor. Well, all right then. Let's have a go at saving your soul, friend to friend.
I'm a bit rusty. May I start at the beginning again? It's easier to remember if I start there.
Feel free. I'm a captive audience.
Bless me, Father. I mean, John Paul. It's been... You said we could just chat as friends.
It'd be more comfortable for us both, trust me.
It's been...
What's the problem?
It's been so long since I've been to confession, I can't seem to remember the rest of the prayer.
Well, skip the prayer and just get right to the meat of the thing.
Right. Like a veal cutlet. Would you be wanting me to start with 60 then?
60 what?
You know, 1960 something. Sex. Drugs. Rock and roll. That sort of thing.
Why don't we just move ahead a little bit from there?
Oh, certainly, Your Eminence. The 70s then.
The 70s?
Smashing good times. Free love and all that. Oh, I was just a wee girl of 17 when I had my first real beau.
Well, how old are you now? If you don't mind me asking, friend to friend, as it were.
55 and fit as a fiddle. Both of them.
Let's mull ahead a little bit from there. Me health's not that good. The 80s.
That was a decade to remember. Big hair, big bands, big... Begging your pardon, Your Holiness.
John Paul, just John Paul.
John Paul the Just. On to the 80s then. Sex, lies and videotapes. That sums it up in a nutshell, Your Holiness. That's the decade things really started to fall apart for me. I married 3 different men.
Not all at the same time, I hope.
Good one. A pontiff with a punchline. Of course not. Married all 3 separately, for separate reasons.
Well, I'm almost afraid to ask why, so I won't. So, the 80s were sex, lies, and videotapes. The 90s, then...
The 90s. That's when they invented the DVD. You've no idea the clarity.
Dear God! I'll be a dead man before you get to the millennium. Even the Pope shouldn't be forced to survive a confession such as this.
That's why today had to be the day, and you had to be the one. I can't go on like this.
Then don't.
You mean, just quit? Having sex altogether?
Well, that depends. Are you married?
Yes.
And your husband's not happy with such an active sex life?
If he knew about it, he wouldn't be. That's me sin, John Paul. The sin of promiscuity. My name's Jermaine Lawler, but people tend to call me Never Jermaine and quite lawless. I'm a scarlet woman, Your Grace. I can't help but appreciate a pretty man's arse. With my hands.
Can't you just appreciate it from afar with just your eyes? Oh, no, never mind. That's still a sin, isn't it?
Oh, you're asking me? I can't help myself. I covet my neighbor's bum. Several times a month.
Oh. Do you mind if I put you on hold for a moment?
Certainly has been a long time. Things have really changed.
I can't do this, Lord. I'm trapped. I don't know what to say. Tell me what to do, Lord. All right, then. Send me a sign. And hurry up. It stinks in here something fierce. Wow, that was quick. What is it you want me to do, Lord?
Are you ready? I want you to open the window, John Paul.
Me too. Oh, right where your Heavenly Father.
John Paul.
Yes?
Ready to hear me penance now.
Your penance? Oh, it's you. Sorry, I forgot about you for a minute there. Coveting your neighbor. Coveting, while a very real sin, isn't the real root of your trouble. Your real trouble, as I see it, is boredom.
Boredom? I don't recall that as being one of the 7 deadly sins. What sort of a sin is it?
The most dangerous kind, I'm thinking.
What do you mean?
Well, you love your husband, right?
Right, so?
So, what you're craving is variety.
Right. I like different. And pretty. And often.
Well, the good Lord's got cravings of his own, you know.
The good Lord's got cravings?
Well, not like yours, thank heavens.
But he likes variety just the same, I bet.
Yes.
So?
So? Stop committing the same old stupid sin time after time. Give the Almighty his due. If you're going to be committing the sin, at least you can do is be creative about it.
I don't understand, Your Eminence.
Or maybe this I was a wee child, I once saw a sign that said, Christ died for your sins, make it worth his while. To be quite honest, I thought it was funny.
Oh, that's great.
Funny, Your Grace.
Just John Paul. And yes, funny. My father did not think it was funny at all. Got myself in a wee bit of a pinch over that. There's two schools of thought there. Mine and everyone else's. First, that we should never sin again to pay Christ back for his sacrifice. And B, that if Christ died for us, then the least we can do is make our sin a real whopper and keep it entertaining enough to honor that sacrifice. Now, I know that might sound sacrilegious, but think about it. Odds are much greater that we're going to sin than not, and he knows that. So the joke's on us. The only ones who are shocked by the fact that we're not perfect is us.
I see. What you're saying is, the Almighty needs me to be a bit more creative. Like, he wants my original sin to be just a tad bit more original.
No, you've missed the point. He doesn't want you to sin at all if that's possible. But he gives you the chance to choose, and he's depending on you to be more disciplined. But if you're hell-bent on doing it anyway, then think about it before you do it, and you just might find that...
I give him no choice but to think I'm stupid and boring. I never thought about it that way. I understand now. The Almighty needs me to change my ways.
The Almighty doesn't need anything at all. You do, my dear woman. What I'm trying to say is that if you just take a little more time in crafting your sins, you might take that extra minute to see the humor in the whole situation and avoid doing it in the first place.
Right. Thank you for being so blunt, John Paul. I shan't repeat such things again.
I know the good Lord will be glad to hear that. I am. I'd hang myself if I had to listen to this same crap over and over and over again.
There's a reason God chose you for this job. I've never thought about this way before.
Not bloody likely anybody else ever has either. Now for your penance. I want you to go home and decorate your tree.
That's it. That's me penance. Decorate a tree.
Aye. And with every little ornament you pull out of the box, I want you to imagine it as one of your sins. A pretty, shiny, sparkling little distraction of temptation and lust.
Now that you put it that way, it doesn't sound so bad, does it? Really gets you in the spirit. Deck the balls with boughs of fun. Seems like all I'm really guilty of is coveting me neighbor's Christmas balls.
Figuratively speaking.
Oh, no, not figuratively at all, Your Grace. Quite literally, I'm confessing. So, what do I do when I'm finished decorating, Your Holiness?
You have a lot of decorations, do you now?
Aye, hundreds. Been collecting the pretties for years, you know.
I do now, and so does your Heavenly Father.
So, what's the rest of my penance?
I want you to stand back, take a long look, and take into consideration with each pretty little decoration how many times you hung your Savior on that tree with those pretty shiny little Christmas balls of your neighbors.
Oh.
You ponder that for a while and then sleep on it. In your own house. In your own bed. With your own husband. Merry Christmas now and happy decorating.
Merry Christmas to you as well, Your Grace.
Not Your Grace, my dear woman. Just John Paul.
Right. Very just indeed.
Father.
Oh, for God's sake, not again.
Nobody's perfect. Excuse me. I'm only human, but I do my best. I'll have you know, I come every week to confessions. Unlike some people I know, I'm not above confessing my sins.
No, but if you're compelled to be here every week, you may just be beneath eliminating them.
Well, you're certainly not Father Pat.
Something I'm certain he's grateful for right about now. I know I am. I'm your...
Holy Father! Yes, so I heard. As a leader in this community and president of the local chapter of the Women's Auxiliary, I'd like to welcome you, Your Grace. But I find you not quite the man I envisioned the Holy Father to be.
I bet you the good Lord's having that same problem right about now. Go on.
Oh, it's just that I feel more comfortable confessing me indiscretions to Father Pat. He's familiar, consistent, and he's aware of my piety, even if you're not, Your Holiness.
You're right. I'm not Your Holiness. And I think Father Pat's consistency is more due to the fact that he's more comfortable with your contribution than with your contrition.
Oh, where is Father Pat? What have you done with him?
He's driving a bus. He had a rather nasty encounter with a moose. He'll be right to train in a day or two, not to worry.
Oh, he does rather leave a bit of a wake in his passing.
Yes, and if he thinks I'm going to clean up any more of his bloody moose, he can kiss my royal ring.
Ring? Oh my! It's really easy then! I generally don't believe all the rumours I hear down at the butcher shop, except for the ones I start, naturally. Overheard Beulah talk about you down at the market, but never thought it was true. The whole village is abuzz. The Holy Father comes to our little village. What a blessing.
It's a mistake.
You're right. It's not a blessing, it's a bloody miracle. Begging your forgiveness, Holy Father. I never meant to be so rude. It's just that I deal with a lot of tripe down at the shop, and I thought someone was playing a joke on me.
I see. And the thought that I could be the Pope is amusing to you?
Oh, no, Your Holiness.
It is to me. So let's forget about thinking I'm the Pope and just think of me as a humble servant of the church. Literally.
Humble. Oh, I see. The old first shall be last and the last shall be first, eh?
So you think that being humble is a lowly position in life?
Of course. Doesn't everyone? That's the definition. Look it up. An overrated virtue, I might add. Necessary, to be sure, but not favourable. Don't worry, Your Grace. I knew it was really you. Mrs. Ravenscroft said to keep it on the hush-hush, but I just had to see if it was true and talk to you myself. It'll be our little secret.
You couldn't keep a secret if the good Lord asked you to, Roberta Wheeler.
Oh, wow. You are good. I confess, I have a terrible time keeping things to myself. It's a bad habit for sure. Forgive me, Your Grace.
I can't, and I won't.
Right again. A test. Well put, Your Holiness. Catechism 101. Only God can forgive our sins, right? Don't worry. I'll keep your little secret.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. There should be no secrets in the confessional, my dear woman.
Right again, Your Holiness.
Please, just call me John Paul.
Oh, forgiven? And on a first-name basis with the Holy Father himself? Wish my daughter-in-law could see this. This'll be one secret I'll not be regretting to tell. She's Protestant. Oh, Your Grace. Raising my own grandchild as a heathen. I confess she's not what I wanted in a daughter-in-law. Everyone knows how I feel about it. She'd be the first to tell you the same.
This is your confession, not hers. And you can't be forgiven when you haven't even asked for it yet.
Well, let's be on about the asking for it then. I have a hair appointment at 5. Though really, I have nothing to beg for forgiveness when it comes to that situation. Everyone else goes off to Oxford and brings home a degree, but not my son. Oh no! He drops out and brings home a pregnant Protestant, and the shame is on me! If only he had married Mrs. Hogan's niece.
Mrs. Hogan's the one with the spoiled moose, right?
Well,
She's a bit thick in the thighs. But some men like that sort of thing. Not my husband Hobart, though. But she's a good girl. Irish Catholic. No need mentioning that.
Well, then why did you?
Because it's important! My son marries a Protestant harpy, and instead of shunning us, the darling girl still comes by the butcher shop every week. What a blessing! She's our own little Irish angel. Oh, worries about Hobart having to work alone so late at night on Thursdays while I'm here at the church with the Women's Auxiliary Club. Stops by to bring him a bit of something. If only I could choose the people in my life like I choose everything else. You know, accessorize, like shoes.
So, you think you know what's better for your son than your son? Or what's better for you and your husband than God, for that matter?
I'm just saying, if it were heaven on earth, I'd have my own choice of a family. It's embarrassing. Such a scandal she caused. I'm the president of the county's Women's Auxiliary Club, Your Grace. How do you think that looked to everyone?
So everyone is unhappy with your son's choice for a mate?
Yes, quite. Well, everyone who matters anyway.
Everyone except your son, that is.
He didn't know any better. Shouldn't have been trusted to make such an important decision alone.
Well, obviously he didn't if she was pregnant.
Very funny, Your Grace. He should have listened to his mother. Forgive me, Your Grace. Is it a sin to wish for different people in your life than the one God's put there?
No, not a sin, just a crime. I mean, God has chosen these people for a reason.
But Your Holiness, she's not one of us. I'm being punished, that's what it is. She is the penance for whatever sins I've committed in my life. I wish it was some other way, but she's just not the girl I would have wanted in my family portraits. Certainly not the one I would have painted.
And you may not be the mother she wanted in hers.
I'm the only mother in hers. Her own mum was an artist or some such creative thing. Oh, died of some disgusting social disease, no doubt. Never asked, but she was definitely not of the upper crust. That's what makes it worse.
For her? More's the pity that you're the only motherly role model left in her life.
Well, you're supposed to be concerned with me right now, not her.
I am. So put yourself in her shoes. You've got to have faith that God sees the bigger picture. After all, it's his coloring book and box of crayons, not yours.
And I wish he would get a different box, that's all.
Be careful what you wish for. If I were to give you your penance right now and had the power of the Almighty to grant it, I wish that you could spend just one night in your perfectly appointed little portrait with your husband and your Irish angel that you prized over the choice of your son.
Why, that wouldn't be penance at all. What a pretty picture that'd be. Shall I take a moment to prepare myself for a final act of contrition?
May I take a moment to ponder your penance?
Certainly, Your Grace.
What a load of crap! She's never been sorry for a thing in her life. Necessary but not favorable. How dare she treat other people if they were just a pair of shoes? Oh, I'm not the Pope, but if I was, I'd give her a penance to remember. Maybe she'd be a little more forgiving if the shoe was on the other foot.
I'm ready for my penance now, Your Holiness. I'll be late for my appointment if you don't hurry things up a bit. Oh my God, I'm heartily sorry for having offended thee.
I rather doubt it.
Did you say something, Your Grace?
As a matter of fact, I did. Perhaps if you spent a little more time with your family, you might come to appreciate the beauty in their choices and not your own.
I rather doubt it.
I heard that. Now, are you ready for your penance?
But you've already given me my penance, and I'm in a hurry.
I did?
Yes. Perhaps you should consider retirement. Your memory's slipping.
Well, perhaps you should consider practicing stop, drop, and roll a little more. Your halo is slipping.
Oh!
Now, where was I? Ah, yes, your penance.
Yes. I'm with my husband and our sweet little Irish angel. This will be one penance I'll be joyful to make.
We should all be joyful in our penance. It brings us closer to God when we sacrifice.
Believe me, I know sacrifice. I tithe, I donate my time to the church. I've even given up Thursday nights with my husband to make crafts for the church Christmas bazaar. Although that's no real sacrifice.
Well, I'm sure he's grateful just the same.
Who? The good Lord?
No, your husband.
You're not at all like they make you out to be in the newspapers.
Of course not. Photos add 10 pounds easy. And not that grey.
Oh, I meant humble, kind and compassionate. That should teach me not to believe everything I read.
You may be right. It says in the Bible that we're all created in the image of God, but when I look at you, it makes more sense that that was just a typo. Now, about your penance.
Fine. I'll skip class this Thursday and spend it with my husband. What a fun surprise. I'll do this penance joyfully, Your Grace.
I'm not certain he'll find it joyful, after all.
Who? The good Lord?
No, your husband. And like him, the good Lord is not looking for ornamentation. He'll be looking for your heart, because apparently you've lost it.
Fine. The good Lord can search for me and my heart at the butcher shop on Thursday night. You should be able to recognize us. We'll be the ones dressed as chopped liver.
Right between your husband's cow brains and your Irish angel's sweetmeats. Thank you for that lovely imagery. Go with God. Oh, and remember, God's coloring book, not yours.
I'll go alone, thank you. And I'll bring my own coloring book and a box of crayons as well.
Be careful, Roberta. It's never wise to enter where angels fear to tread.
Oh, but you forgot already, Your Grace. And angels already trod there every Thursday night.
All right, then. Here's the rest of your penance.
The rest of it, penance? Oh, I suppose so. I almost forgot. The ever-traditional but always predictable one Our Father.
Funny, I've never had the luxury of finding Our Father the least bit predictable.
I meant the prayer, Your Grace.
Just John Paul. And prayers by rote are not good penance, just bad habit.
Then what other penance are you giving me? It's very late.
Ask your daughter-in-law to lunch on Friday.
That'll qualify as true suffering.
Yes, mostly for her. But perhaps by then, you'll come to appreciate God's choices and let him use his own crayons.
Of course. Keep the family peace. That's all I want. Now I must go.
No, that's not what you'll get, and that's not all you want. You said not a minute ago that even if she would change, it wouldn't turn her into your dream daughter-in-law overnight. Now, would it?
Honestly, no. She's compromised my standing in the community.
So you compromised her dignity out of spite?
You can't make a silk purse out of a sow's ear. Just like you can't turn a nightmare into a dream overnight, Your Grace.
I can't, but God can.
Well, then let him do it. Like I said, this will be one penance I'll be joyful to make. Merry Christmas, Your Grace. And I hope you get everything you wish for Christmas.
Thank you, Roberta. And for Christmas, I hope you get everything that you deserve. I hope you're better at being God than I am at being the Pope. And how do you turn a nightmare into a dream overnight? I suppose it won't do any good to tell you I'm not the Pope.
No, Your Grace.
And I suppose you've heard all the rumors down at the butcher shop.
Yes, that's why I rushed over here.
Everyone believes the rumors are true, you know.
Including the butcher's wife.
Aye. Every last soul that's been in here today has talked of nothing else. So do you have anything you'd like to add? The voice of an angel.
Thank you, Your Grace. Bless me, Father, for I have sinned.
Well, how could an angel such as yourself ever have committed a grievance against the Lord?
With lots of practice.
Well, go on then, my little Irish angel.
Bless me, Father, for I have sinned. Every Thursday night with the butcher for the last 13 months!
Unpredictable mind! Oh!
reminds me of baseball.
Bless me, Father, for
I know. Been down to the butcher shop.
Oh, why, yes, Your Grace. I went with me mum this morning. I was trying to get a job. Hobart said there was no job without Roberta's blessing. So when Mum heard Beulah and the butcher's wife talking about you, she sent me straight here.
I suppose she's heard all the rumors too.
Oh, we all have, Your Grace.
Then let me explain. I was just cleaning up after Father Pat. He made an awful mess of things with Mrs. Hogan's moose, and then he had to leave in a hurry to go drive a bus, and I was left to clean up the mess.
The moose? Him too? What? Never mind. I came to see the butcher's wife, but she just left. So I might as well make a confession.
Yes, all right. You might as well, if you can fit the good Lord into your busy day.
Sorry, Your Grace. I meant no disrespect. I just really need a job, and I can't keep me thoughts straight.
Well, do your best, then.
Bless me, Father, for I have sinned. It has been 2 weeks since me No, that was the day of the soccer game. Oh, yeah. It has been 3 weeks since me No. Oh, that was my uncle's wedding. Maybe it's been... Bugger, I can't even remember. Sorry, Your Grace. Bugger, I can't believe I just said that.
Never mind! The good Lord isn't interested in your busy schedule or your rather extensive vocabulary. He's interested in you. Cut the formalities. What have you done?
Well, I broke curfew 3 times. Oh, I popped me brother in the mouth for ratting me out. Permanently borrowed £5 from me sister's purse for petrol.
Hold on a minute. Permanently borrowed?
Yes, Your Grace.
Permanently borrowed without permission?
Yes, without permission.
Permanently borrowed without permission with no intent of paying back? Have I got that straight?
Yes, exactly, Your Grace.
Son? Permanently borrowed without permission with no intent of paying back is a very long description for a very short sin. Theft.
Well, it sounded nicer my way.
I suppose anything sounds better your way. Here's the Roger Thesaurus version of your sin. We'll start with the obvious. Theft, scoring, taking, pinching, poaching, purloining.
I get the picture! I didn't mean to steal it, Your Holiness. Just take it. Until I can pay her back.
Oh, well, that's different then. Why didn't you say so? It'll only be temporarily permanent. So you'll be paying it back. Let's see. In Ferris's terms, maybe never. Sometime, whenever, possibly, if ever. Kinda, sorta, if I have the money. Oh, God loves it when you doll a sin up a bit.
It does?
What do you think?
I think I'm an idiot. And I suppose you do too.
Yes, but I'm more inclined to think something else. You don't seem to have any real malice in your heart, just butterflies in your stomach. Now let me see if I've got this right. Cutting curfew, bumming gas money, slugging your brother for ratting you out, as you say. These can only be the actions of a young man desperately in love.
How did you know?
Well, to tell you the truth, I was once in love with a young girl.
So, you were young and in love once?
Yes, both of them, amazingly. Once young, once in love.
What did you do before you became the Pope?
Seems like only yesterday I was just a janitor.
So, I guess it didn't work out because you became the Pope, right?
No, it didn't work out because she married someone else.
What happened?
Well, I never told her how I felt, and I lost her. She married, had a family, grew old without me.
And do you regret it, Your Grace? Not telling her?
Regrets are a waste of time and an offense to God. It announces to you both that you've allowed yourselves to be less than he meant for you to be, and that somehow you've squandered a precious gift.
What gift?
Well, it's different for everyone. For the old, it could be their youth. For the infirm, their health. For the lonely, the gift of friendship.
And to you?
The chance to love.
You know, if tomorrow you were just a janitor again...
Ah, yes, tomorrow. Well, that's the wonderful thing about regrets. They truly are a thing of the past. I mean, think about it. You can't regret something that hasn't happened, now can you? And God always gives us a second chance.
So, maybe...
So, maybe what? I'll find love in my Christmas stocking?
But the whole world loves you already. The Pope doesn't believe in miracles.
Well, I suppose I'm a little too old for Santa, but I do believe in God, and we've all got a job to do as he has his.
And what exactly is God's job, Holy Father?
In a nutshell, I believe God's job is to reach out, and our job is to have the courage to lift ourselves higher when we take his hand.
What would you do if tomorrow you were just a janitor again? Would you find her and tell her?
Oh, now, that would be a miracle, wouldn't it?
Well, I'll say. Then you could find her and let someone else clean up after Father Pat.
Well, let's leave tomorrow to the good Lord. Now, what to do about your girl? Tell me. What's she worth to you?
Everything, Your Holiness.
Everything? Huh, everything must come mighty cheap to you then.
Why do you say that? She's priceless.
Not hardly. Tell you what, make you a deal. I'll give you £10 for her right now as is.
What?
I'll even steal the money out of the offering plate for you. You know what they say, no honor among thieves, huh?
Holy Father, that's not right. Buying her affections with a lousy stolen £10. It's insulting.
Well, why are you getting so upset? I mean, you wouldn't give £5 of your own for her earlier this week. Somebody else's, maybe, but not even your own. So, why wasn't it insulting when you do it?
I'm such an idiot, Your Grace. I get it now. If she meant enough to me, I would have honored that by paying for me own petrol and had both of us home on time to honor me parents. Duh! There was a reason God chose you to do this job, Your Holiness. I understand now. You know, I never looked at it that way before. Forgive me, Your Holiness.
Only God can truly forgive our sins.
Aye, but only you have taught me why I should be sorry for them.
Please, call me John Paul.
All right, John Paul. I'm ready for my penance now.
First, I want you to apologize to your brother and your parents for not honoring the truth and their concerns. Second, apologize to your girl for not honoring her worth. And
Third?
Isn't there always a third? Pay your sister back.
But I can't find a job. I don't have the money. I told you already. Even the butcher shop turned me down. It'll take a bloody miracle to find work in this village before Christmas. I don't have enough money for petrol, let alone enough to buy me girl a present.
Well, expect a bloody miracle then. It's Christmas. Go home, make your penance to your family, and then I want you to go back to the butcher shop on Friday. See the butcher's wife at 3 o'clock sharp.
Why 3 o'clock on Friday?
Oh, she'll be too busy before then.
The butcher's wife?
Aye. Today she has a hair appointment. Thursday, she's got a surprise party to attend. And she's taking her daughter-in-law to lunch on Friday.
That's an awful lot of appointments. She sounds too busy for a miracle.
Well, the butcher's wife might be too busy for a miracle, but God isn't. Have faith, young man. By 3 o'clock on Friday, Roberta will have discovered that someone other than her husband needs to be at the butcher shop at night, especially on Thursdays. That someone will be you.
Well then, John Paul, may Christmas bring us both a small miracle.
Well, I suppose, to be fair to the butcher's wife, we should only ask for what we deserve.
And that might be fair and just for her, but this is Christmas, John Paul. And like you said, at Christmas, the miracle is in getting what you want and not what you deserve.
Oh, Merry Christmas, Ferris. Have faith and pray for your miracle.
Well put, John Paul. Thank you. And I'll say a prayer for yours as well.
I've been stuck in here for hours, Lord, listening to confession after confession. Oh, giving people what they deserve is not nearly as gratifying as I thought it would be. But I know that Christmas is your birthday party, Lord, and not ours, but perhaps we could all take a wee bit of a Christmas present home with us. You know, let them have their birthday cake and eat it too, so to speak. Ferris is right. The true miracle of Christmas is that on one day we feel that we might be able to get more than what we deserve.
In the name of the Father, and of
Is that you? I've been waiting an eternity for you to come save me.
'Tis I that needs saving, your holiness.
Well then, let's make a deal. Have you brought the 3-in-1 with you?
Have I brought the what?
I'm sorry. I thought you were someone else.
You need her terribly.
Desperately.
Whoever she is, then, I wish I was her. 'Tis a blessing to be needed.
'Tis a sin not to be?
No, your grace, just a crime.
Well, is this a crime that you'd be confessing then?
I, along with a few others.
Oh, you need to know straight off that I'm not Father Pat.
Aye, that was obvious from the start.
How so?
Straight off. You listened. And I didn't recognize your voice. I come to confession every week, so I know.
Well, I'm not I'm John Paul.
I heard you were sitting in for Father Pat down at the butcher shop.
Ah, yes, the butcher shop. Been hearing a lot down there, have you now?
Aye, seems with the holidays, people tend to share a great deal more about everything, including gossip.
Oh, so you gossip, do you?
No, your grace.
Well, all right, we're on a roll. What other sort of things don't you do?
I don't smoke. I don't drink whiskey alone. I don't use the computer, and I try not to swear.
Is there anything else that you don't try?
Oh, I almost forgot. I don't go home with strange men.
Oh, so you go home with men who aren't strange then?
All right, you were making a joke.
Yes, I was just joking. You needn't take things so seriously. The good Lord doesn't, you know.
I'm sorry, Your Grace. I seem to have forgotten a few of my social graces in my solitude.
Well, it's not difficult to do. I understand more than you know. I always thought that When we're alone too much, we tend not to live life so much as just see reflections of it. A life alone is only good for a mirror.
How so?
Well, it reflects only you. But a life filled with others becomes a portrait.
I never thought of it that way before.
You inspire me. So, what kind of sins are these that you'd be confessing each week?
Mostly sins of omission, I guess.
What kind of a woman commits only sins of omission?
A diligent one, Your Grace. I come to confession every week.
Yes, so you said. Alone, no husband.
Dead. 15 years now.
Apologies. Children?
Grown. Gone.
Friends?
Not many, Your Grace. Is there a point to this? I'm alone, and that's that?
But that's not all. You can be alone and not be lonely, you know.
How so?
There are people that wear their loneliness on their chest like a badge. They say, I'm alone because I choose to be. This is a lifestyle, not a life sentence. And then there are those who cringe and cower inside because they feel that that's all that they deserve to be. So, what type are you? The badge type or the cowering type?
I'm not your type at all. Where's Father Pat?
Driving a bus. Why? And what do you mean you're not my type?
I meant to say, I'm not any type. And because I find myself being more comfortable speaking with him.
Not any type is pretty pathetic, don't you think? Oh, and I thought you said he doesn't listen.
But he doesn't ask so many questions either.
So, what you want is a one-sided conversation every Saturday with a man who doesn't know you, never listens, never asks questions so he can never really help you? That's your type?
Yes.
Well, get yourself a deaf billy goat and save the 3-mile walk into town.
Dare you insult me like that?
How dare you insult yourself, my dear woman? What kind of a creature walks 3 miles every Saturday to confess sins that she doesn't commit, I ask you?
I've already told you.
Yes, you call it diligent. I call it demented.
I'd call the Vatican if I were you, Your Grace. Your compassion card seems to have expired.
Either that, or you're a liar. So what would you rather have me call you? Crazy or a liar?
I am not a liar. And I'm not crazy. About you, that's for sure. So what else would I be if I'm not crazy or a liar?
Lonely.
Lonely? What makes you say such a foolish thing like that?
You do, my dear woman. You walk 3 miles every Saturday hoping to God that one day, just one day, someone will stop you and ask for directions or how your day is or whether you think it'll rain. Oh, you commit sins of omission, all right. A sin of omission is, by definition, a thing you do not do.
And what is that?
You're not honest with yourself.
I am honest.
With everyone else, maybe. But that's easy when there is no one else. And lying to yourself is just as bad as lying to God. Oh, now there's a sin you can confess. Go ahead, I'm waiting. Confess. I dare you.
This is not at all what I came here for.
And what the hell did you come here for?
Your Holiness, swearing in the church.
The word hell appears in the Bible many times, describing a place of unhappiness and despair. And that seems rather appropriate for describing where you are right about now.
I came for compassion and for forgiveness, Your Grace. Absolution
From what? Life? You've got to get one first, my dear woman. Seems you're a bit boxed in, same as me.
Perhaps he will forgive me for the life I got away. It wasn't entirely my fault losing that one.
Would you care to confess that what you really came here for was Conversation.
My friends, they call me Maggie. It's just that they haven't called me that for a very long time.
Well, I'll be calling you Margaret then, and we'll just go on from there. You can call me John Paul. Oh, and Margaret, I can't forgive you for your past, so let's just change the subject for a bit.
I know. Only God can truly forgive me for my sins. Do you drive God this insane?
No doubt.
I once knew a young man by the same name. He was very much like you.
Wonderful, understanding, charming.
I was thinking more like exasperating.
Well, I was hoping for a little better than that.
So was I. But he moved away before I could tell him. Always thought we might.
What?
Well, I had a terrible crush on him. Thought he was the one, you know. He never knew, because I never said. And
He never asked.
Oh, no, he didn't. But that's not what I was going to say. I was going to say he moved away, and I never saw him again.
Oh, yes, I remember now. Went to work for his ailing uncle, I believe.
How can you remember what I've never told you?
The Lord works in mysterious ways.
I'm sorry. I was so difficult before you, Grace.
Well, I'm not sorry I was.
You're not?
No, can't be. Comes with the job. You can't be sorry to set a thing proper. Ironic, isn't it? You came here to be forgiven, and in order for that to happen, I must not be sorry.
I was just thinking to myself, the last time I made such little sense was with your namesake.
A penance you'd like not to repeat.
On the contrary, he could raise me Irish, but he couldn't lower me pulse. He was a rascally fella, and I was a young girl in love.
Sounds like ancient history to me.
And ancient history is only for ancient ruins like myself, right? I just wonder, what does he do at this time? Is he happy? Did he ever marry, have children? Where does he live?
Rumor has it he became some sort of an engineer.
I don't even care if he became a sanitation engineer. Or a train engineer. I just hope he found happiness.
He'll be very happy to hear that. Did you find happiness, I mean?
I thought I did. I married shortly after he left. I was angry, and I thought he would find out and return to our little village and save me from myself.
And he didn't.
No, and neither did I. Suppose I got what I deserved. It's just not what I wanted.
Well, you should have had more faith in yourself and in your young man, but especially in God. He chose a mate for you, and you settled instead of searched. Shame on you both.
I had a pleasant enough life. I have a daughter in Belfast and a son in Dublin, both married.
Well, at least you have them.
Yes, and they have themselves. I'm just a phone call and a postcard every few weeks. You were right, Your Grace. I am a crazy old woman who lies to herself and wears it like a badge, hoping that someone might still come along and ask me for directions. Even though I myself am lost.
Well, God doesn't smile unfavorably upon you for being lost, only for refusing to be found.
So what penance do I suffer for that?
One of your own making. But cheer up. It's Christmas. And Christmas is a time for getting what you want and not what you deserve. If you could ask the good Lord for anything you want right now, what would it be?
I don't wish to say just yet, Your Grace. What would you ask for?
To wake up tomorrow morning just the janitor. How about you?
Funny. I was just thinking the same thing.
You want to be the janitor too?
No, you tottering old fool. I want you to wake up tomorrow morning. Just the janitor. What? No snappy retort? Your Grace, are you all right? Forgive me if I have offended you. I'm going in for my penance now, Your Holiness.
Glory be.
Just the glory be. No Hail Marys or Our Fathers. Just one glory be. A penance without a punchline, Your Grace. It's so unlike you.
I haven't finished thinking yet. Now, what to do about a woman whose only sins are of omission? I've got it. I want you to go out and do all of the things you claim you've never done.
Have you gone mad? I don't even own a computer.
Oh, forget about the internet. This village is just fine by word of mouth. First, I want you to go down to the butcher shop and start a rumor. Yes, yeah. Tell them that the Pope is just a janitor, and that he now knows more about everybody in this town than he ever cared to.
Oh, that's rich. Might I add on to that a bit? How about the confessions are being taped?
They are?
Not silly. It's just a rumor.
Oh, why didn't I think of that?
You did. The tape thing I came up with on my own. But they'll never believe such tripe, you know.
Yes, the tape recorder thing is a bit much. Second, I want you to go down to the pub and order 2 shots of whiskey. And then...
Grace, I told you, I don't drink.
You don't drink whiskey alone, was exactly what you said. That's why there are 2 shots.
Oh.
And another thing, I want you to dance with the first man that asks you.
But I told you, Your Grace, I don't drink. And I don't go home with strange men.
Well, then don't drink the damn thing alone. And don't go home with him. Yet. But at least, for God's sake, dance with a man strange enough to ask you.
And if I don't?
Then there'll be no forgiveness for you. And you'll be sorry for not only tomorrow, but for the rest of your life.
You are undoubtedly the strangest man I have ever had the pleasure of speaking with.
And you should have no problem recognizing me. Go with God. Oh, and I've got just one more little mess to clean up in here before I leave.
thank you, Your Grace. I can't remember the last time I've enjoyed a confession so much.
Go with God. And between the two of us, we'll make certain that you're never alone again. Oh, you really caught me off guard with that one, Lord. Who knew that my dear sweet Margaret would turn out to be the weathered widow Delane? Her loneliness breaks my heart. All those wasted years. Lord, I'll make you a deal. One lousy pope and one mediocre janitor's Christmas miracle. For the smile of a lady whose laughter used to light up a room. My penance for her pleasure.
Oh my! The Pope and the janitor have a thing for the widowed lady? No wonder she walks all the way into town for a confession. Oh, she single-handedly holds the Catholic Church, the Pope, and our broom closet in the palm of her hand. We're on the brink of becoming, it's almost unspeakable, Methodist. Oh, no wonder she's taken to drink. Oh, they will never believe this down at the butcher's shop. Oh.
One more thing, Lord. Give me the wisdom to find my way out of this box and the strength to follow through the door with me shoulder if I can't.
Bless me, Father, for I have sinned. My mother thought I needed to confess. It's been 1 week since my last confession. These are my sins.
It's been 2 weeks if it's been a day, you little scamp. And don't forget to confess that you got cow pie all over the front back of the church with your nasty shoes, even after the janitor asked you to wipe them off in the grass or take them off altogether.
Wow, you're good. But I live on a farm, Your Grace.
But you weren't born in a barn.
Jesus was. Check.
You have a bit of a tongue on you. And you've also a bad habit of rolling up the bulletins and having races with your friends watching them roll underneath the pews. And pinching funds onto the offering plate to make change for the soda machine down at the market.
That was one time.
And making a bubble bath out of a fountain of holy water every time your grandmother's not looking.
Oh, she hates it when I do that.
Checkmate. Have I left anything out?
Not much. Nice move, Your Grace.
Well, so what else have you got for me then?
I think the only thing you left out is my Christmas list.
Well, what is it?
I wish to be alone. I want to be an only child.
Well, that's rather difficult to do in a family of 8, isn't it? And why would you want to wish that?
Just tired to share and everything, I guess.
Well, with Christmas right around the corner and you being the only girl and getting older, I I suppose your interests are bound to be different than that of your siblings. I mean, they won't be asking for a Barbie doll or whatever girls are wanting this year.
I didn't ask for that. I asked to be left alone. That, and for pink shoelaces. Hot pink shoelaces.
Well, Christmas isn't all about asking for presents anyway, right?
Yes, Sir Grace. It's about bringing family members together.
Right, to celebrate the birth of our Lord.
No, to exchange presents.
Right. No, not right. The gifts you exchange at Christmas are not a Barbie doll or hot pink shoelaces. It's the love of your family and the baby Jesus.
You share him then. I have enough brothers already. I bet he never had to share his toys. He was an only child.
Well, I don't know about his toys.
Why not?
Well, I don't know.
You're the Pope. If you don't know, who does?
Well, I don't know. And besides, I'm just...
That's what I thought. Every time an adult can't answer a question, they say, because I don't know. That's supposed to be the end of it. If a kid answers that way, they call you stupid or tell you to go figure it out.
Well, maybe I'm just stupid. Maybe I should go figure it out.
Why? You gotta share your stuff with your brothers too?
Nope. I'm an only child.
Lucky you.
Not really.
Why not?
Well, it's darn near Christmas Eve, and I've got no one to share it with. Not a wife or not a child. Not a brother or a sister. Not even a tree.
Did he get his own tree?
Not until he was much older. But the baby Jesus never had a dog either, and he got over that.
Wow, that's sad.
No, not at all. You're right. Along's the best way to travel in life. Pack light. Just think. You don't have to wait in line for the loo. You won't have to wait your turn to roll the dice for games that you can't play because they all require 2 or more players. You won't have to laugh at other people's jokes or their stupidity.
Thank God.
You will never have to share your Christmas pudding because there was nobody there in the first place to make it for you. But the best of all is, if there's ever another great flood, you won't have to share your umbrella.
That's right. I'll stay dry till I get on the boat.
It's an ark, and you can't. You know the rules. 2 by 2.
2 by 2? But I'll die. I'll drown.
So what if you do? Big deal. It's not like it'll affect that many lives. You're alone, remember? And best of all, you won't have to share with your brothers.
I can have my own pink shoelaces, right?
You wouldn't know where to look for them without your mother.
Hey, I didn't say I didn't want my mother anymore. Just not another baby brother.
Well, you can't expect her to separate herself from him right now just for you, can you? Of course not. He's not even here yet. And then, even months from now, he'll be too small and weak to care for himself. And, of course, your father will have to go with her because she'll be too busy taking care of the babe to work. She'll need the money to survive. And it's a tough old world out there. And if she gets sick, then your other brothers will have to pitch in on the farm to make ends meet and keep the fires going. No, you're right. Alone's the best way to travel. You send me a postcard out there now and let me know how things go for you.
But I wasn't thinking of going at all. Why can't I stay and they go?
Because there's 8 of them and only 1 of you.
I won't get to see them or talk to them ever?
Pish! Of course you wouldn't want to be keeping in touch with the people that care about you. Oh, what a dolt I am. No, you can't get far enough away from this sentimental garbage with your ma's apron strings tied too tight on you. Nope. Fish or cut bait. You go on now, and I'll tell your parents that at 5:47 today you were just fine. They're bound to worry, but they'll just have to get used to having 1 less member in the family. Oh, well, just more presents for them anyway, right? Good day to you.
But I love them.
Well, there's no sin in that. Go on now.
Bless me, Father, for I have...
Merely forgotten how wonderful it is to be a part of a family?
Yes, Your Grace. Would it be all right to still ask for the pink shoelaces and keep my baby brother?
Well, why don't you leave the arrival of your baby brother up to your parents and the good Lord? I'll leave the pink shoelaces to me.
But you said yourself you didn't know where to find them.
You're right. I don't. But just this afternoon I met a woman who knows all about accessories. I'm certain to find what I'm looking for down at the butcher shop.
about to give me my penance.
Something tells me you just served it on yourself. Merry Christmas, love.
Merry Christmas, Your Grace.
Where is that verse I'm looking for? Ah. Jesus said unto them, fill the water pots with water, and they filled them to the brim. All right. Yeah. And he said unto them, draw now and bear unto the master of the feast, and they bare it. Okay. When the ruler of the feast tasted the water, he found that it was made into wine. I wonder how the good Lord does with gins. It's only water. But I'm hoping for wine by the time I get to the parking lot.
That better be you with the 3-in-1.
What? Oh, yes. In the name of the Father and the Son.
Aha! Mrs. Ravenscroft, I presume?
Yes. Yes, Your Grace.
I suppose you've heard all about the rumors down at the butcher shop.
Oh, by now everyone has. You're a dodgy one, Your Holiness. Taking a bit of liberty with the Vatican now, aren't we?
What are you talking about? Right now, all I want to take is an epistle, so to speak, if you don't mind. But first things first.
You sound just like a dear friend of mine. You know, not one of them believed me down at the butcher shop when I told them about you. They all thought it was just a rumor.
So it was you and not the butcher's wife who started all this?
Forgive me, Your Grace. She may have added a bit to it, but she was the last to know.
Tisk, tisk? Isn't that the way it always goes? The wife is the last to know about her Irish angel.
And when Roberta will finally get what's coming to her, oh, I bang me own veal cutlets every Thursday night for a chance of the holiday near that red-hot beast.
The butcher?
Are you daft? Not the butcher? The red aggle Hobart's been paying off. It's Roberta's Christmas present. That's how rumors get started, Your Grace. People think it off the top of their heads, going off half-cocked.
Exactly. But you didn't hear that from me.
Now, about me penance. I have a piss load of chores to do if you're staying to tea. Oh, forgive me, speech, Your Holiness. I shouldn't have said that.
Exactly. Again. And have you been telling folks I've been staying to tea as well?
Oh, well, it's a rather long day in the box without it. Unless, of course, you're dead. Sorry, Your Grace. Did I tell anyone about tea? Everyone except Mrs. Delaney and the janitor Fitz.
So, you left the widow out of the loop and kept the janitor in the dark, huh?
I suppose so.
You've a lot to be sorry for, Beulah Ravenscroft. If ever there was a woman who deserved the fiery pits of... Don't you understand the power of the word? Think of all the lives you've affected with your rumors, and half the people in this town wouldn't have come to confession if they thought I was this Father Pat. The only reason they came is because you told them it'd be their Holy Father they'd be confessing to. Their lives would have remained the same, not a single thing would have been altered or rearranged. Families would have continued to live under the same traditions and conditions. Feelings would have been spared. Free hearts left unbroken, egos left intact. You've created a piss load, as you say, of chaos, Mrs. Ravenscroft. And for that...
They were just innocent nothings. Tidbits of truth. Bless me, Father.
Bless you indeed, Mrs. Ravenscroft. And may the saints go with you, because you're going to need all the protection you can get when the people find out where all this crap started from.
That's it? You're sending me off with a couple of saints and a wish of Merry Christmas? No bless me, Father, no penance, no Our Father, no Hail Mary.
Not a one.
But I affected all these lives. You said so yourself.
I did. And the good Lord thank you for it. Now, Beulah, about this door.
Yes, that reminds me. I must remember to tell Fitz to fix it later with some oil. What a good sense of humor the good Lord has. Naming the 3-in-1 after oil. Suppose so sinners like myself can squeeze into heaven. 3-in-1 oil.
It can't be that simple. That's the 3-in-1 I've needed all along to get out of here, Lord? Oh, unpredictably predictable? You're a scoundrel, you are. Bet you that's why you got in so much trouble in Rome, you know. I hear Pilate had a terrible sense of humor. But you've a wicked sense of humor. A wicked sense of humor, to be sure. Happy birthday, Your Grace.
And so, my fellow parishioners, in closing, I'd just like to send you on your way with one final thought. The good Lord has a job for each one of us to do. Never mind how small or insignificant you may feel it to be. We all don't be Pope every day, you know.
God, it'll kill me.
Some days a simple kindness is all that the Almighty asks of us. Some days he asks a great deal, and on others a great deal more.
Like pink shoelaces.
And then there will come that one day when he asks for everything you got.
He learned that from the Pope.
And you better be ready to listen and step up to the plate. He doesn't want your petty excuses or your little remorse.
Oh, he must be really pissed at Mrs. Hogan.
He wants to know what you're going to do about your own life and how you're going to clean up your own mess.
Don't look at me. I gave my tree away. I couldn't stand to look at it anymore.
So you better have an answer, because he'll give as well as he gets.
He stole that from the Pope. I know. I met him. He taught me that. And that's stealing £10 out of the offering plate. We'll get you a bribe.
And some days it's a swift kick in the arse.
I'd like to find Hallmark up for that day.
It could be a hell of a bumpy ride, or a heavenly crossing.
Still referring to driving the bus. He must be really pissed at Mrs. Hogan.
Only you can decide how your soul will travel. First class or standby.
He must be talking about Mrs. Hogan's niece going on holiday, eh, Roberta?
Good advice, Fitz. Keep your thick arsening. Really hitting home with that one. And so, on this Christmas Day, I would like to remind you that no job is too small.
You know, it's just not right to take credit for that. I know I've heard that somewhere before.
The drummer boy at the manger had the wonderful gift, the important gift of music to share. The livestock had the joy of witnessing his birth and providing fertilizer for the gardens.
I don't have to hear about that. Here's a thing about cow pies.
As my dear old mum used to say, God rest her soul, the wise men would have been there much earlier if they just stopped to ask for directions.
She never said that. He told me himself. She never listened to a word she said.
Each job is important in the eyes of the Lord. the ushers in the movie houses, the butcher at the butcher shop.
Lay off it, Digger! I've been just about a
And the pickup men, they make us all look good.
Here.
Not every job has to be on the A-list.
I'm telling ya, I already heard this just the other day with the Pope. I bet somebody was taping confession, and that's how he knows everything he said.
Heard about it, Tom. What was your shopping day? But I thought the reporter thing was just a rumor. But I didn't start it. The widow did. And she never gossips, so it must be true. Holy Christmas balls! You being recorded? All the sex, lies, and videotapes? Over 40 years of it?
Holy cow, that's a lot of tapes.
He got things in the library?
I just got my card renewed.
I should have buried me damn tree instead of donating it to the children's home. Oh, damn me neighbors, hide! Quite literally! Give me my comb and leave it here!
Wait for the major man. Look at it. Driving Miss Daisy. I've been dying to see it. Oh my God.
Time for the big finale, eh? After all, like I always say, I can't all be the Pope.
Who the hell would want to be?
Before I let you go, I have a few announcements to impart. Then we'll hop on over to the vicarage for a bit of Christmas most together. Now, where are my notes? Here they are. I'd like to thank the Women's Auxiliary Guild for all their hard work in decorating the church for the holidays. Once again, your sacrifice of time away from your families each Thursday night
Thursday night!
has been duly noted and greatly appreciated.
Mostly by Hobart and Roberta.
Oh, shut up! No! What? What did I see? Did you not get your surprise last Thursday from the Irish Angel? You knew! But what's it all mean? You should be happy! I'm a tad bit jealous. I would never allow about it wants to be own house. I even told the Pope I'd bang the young cutlets every Thursday night for a chance of the holiday for your red hot beef like that. Oh, butter up! No! Roberta, I make me appliances. My husband's. Oh, you like your Hobart though? Oh, what a fine man. You want me to go get your, what the holy father called her? Your Irish angel. Say yes! Roberta, I thought you loved the Irish angel. Crazy about her.
I have a small letter of greeting from our Holy Father. A Christmas message to us all. If I could read his handwriting. Now, I know a great many of you feel that we are graced with his presence here earlier this week, but the Monsignor assures me he did not have time to detour from his schedule to pass by our way. Anyway, the Holy Father wishes you to know that he has shared your sins.
What?
I mean, he shares in your sins.
What?
I meant to say, he shares in your sins as if they were his own.
Huh?
Oh, hell, Fitz, my glasses are smudged. Can you read this?
Dear friends, today is my son's birthday party. Everyone is invited and his mother and I are very excited. I'd like you all to share in my joy and my love of this special child as I know all parents feel when they behold their own child for the first time. In honor of his birth, I forgive and forget any wrongdoings or indiscretions you have ever committed against me or my other children. I share in all your joys and I applaud your sense of humor and determination to make this world a better place. Signed, Dodd, the father.
Dodd? Not God the Father.
No, it's just signed Dodd. D-O-D-D. This isn't a letter from the Pope, you dolt. Here, get yourself some new glasses.
It's not. Where's that bloody thing? Perhaps I should get some new glasses. I'll add it to my wish list.
It's from me. Doggo Henry Virtual is my father. You've all been invited to my baby brother's birthday party. It was my idea.
Lovely. Oh, that was for a birthday party?
What? The script was blurry. You're paraphrasing all that. Anybody could have made the same mistake. It's all germane, isn't it? Speaking of, where did Miss Lawler run off to?
Something about being set afire.
Yes, damn fine sermon if I do say so myself. Mustn't to kick our slave things, papers.
Hey, look, down at the children's home. That Christmas tree caught on fire. All the colors are department. The rest of you grab a bucket and head that way. Right, Fitz, you're in charge. Right, and you're with me.
It'll be fine. These buckets, it's Christmas morn. The hardware store is on holiday.
Go to the broom closet. I've got enough buckets to carry the Nile there if we have to. And wait for me. I've got the key.
So how was it, Lord? I know she got over putting out the fire with the others. But you know me, Lord. I'm too old for new tricks. All right, I confess. Bless me, Father, for I'm a pussy man. Yeah, I said it. I just don't like dealing with other people's messes. Hate it. Let someone else do it. After all, Christmas should be a time of joy, when we get what we want, and not what we deserve. Confessions can be so damn depressing to deal with when there's pastries and parties to be had. So I wanted a day off. Not that I deserved it. I just wanted it. After all, Christmas is a time when we should get what we want, and not what we deserve. That was the most remarkable thing. I came down to the sanctuary to retrieve my notes, and to my surprise, the place was plain as a whistle, thanks to the best pickup man I ever saw or met. The offering plate was full, and there was a receipt for a new red agate to be delivered to the vicarage for Christmas Day from an anonymous donor who said someone should be forced to sacrifice something, or be sacrificed. I really should get some new glasses. Mrs. Ravenscroft was quite pleased. Her about to Whaler. She seemed humble, but mute. That butcher Hobart Blahay was pissed. What the hell? Ferris and his young girl announced their wedding plans. Now that Ferris has found not only a job, but the salary position at the butcher shop. The Vigwalls had a baby boy. Young Shannon was just delighted, all dressed up for the occasion. Tacky pink shoelaces and all, but delighted nonetheless. The Bidwalls, no, Mr. Roberta's niece, I think. No, Mr. Roberta's son and his new wife. They decided to bring the children here every other week. And rumor has it that Mrs. Hogan's niece is going on a rather long vacation. Compliments of Roberta Whaler, who felt it necessary to pay her back for all the overtime she put in with Hobart. Yes, sir, Fitz. You really have to have your thumb on the pulse of your congregation, not just which buttons to push. Rumor has it that Jermaine Lawless was in this church this very week. Twice! It's a Christmas miracle. She's lucky she didn't spontaneously combust when the holy water hit her face. Because she never brought her fire before. Oh, it's been a hectic week. Thank you, Fitz, for your cleanup work. You always make me look good.
Aye, it's me job.
Let's see now. New glasses? I don't have to wait till those. New Agatha pictures. Check. What else do I need now?
You know, I heard a rumor that the widow Delaney is going to be eloping with an engineer.
Fish. That'd be a bloody nightmare. You of all people should know you can't leave everything you hear down to but your shop. I wonder who starts these things anyway. Mrs. Raiders go off now, trying to find for a bite to eat before second services. Viola! Some crackers and some pate, perhaps. Oh, where was I? Now, I needed a roof. Well, maybe it's a new church altogether. If one of Douglas over there can get me a new roof. Aga, a new church ought to be worth. Viola! Where did you say Mrs. Hogan's is going on her vacation?
Bora Bora?
Is that the same place that Monsignor Bard is going for his sabbatical? There's no missionary work.
Oh, you don't suppose the two of them...
Yep, you need to keep your thumb on the pulse of your congregation. Not just which buttons to push. Is that pistol of prophets and guilt and shame? Hey, you're working right. Viola, lunch ready.
Almost. I am out of... liver mousse. I will just run down to the butcher shop and pick some up, and I'll be back before you can see.
That's how rumors get started.
All this talking of s'morings got me craving marshmallows. My